Hello friends and family, welcome back to our channel today and to Paris. And if you are new to our channel, we are Jenny and Justin. Today, we would like to give you a mediocre tour of our 57 square meters apartment located in the multicultural and most diverse area in Paris, the 18th district or 18th arrondissement. This is the area where you can witness gorgeous Moulin dancers mingling with street hustlers on the dome of Sacré-Cœur. Our apartment is currently up for sale again after an unsuccessful attempt 2 years ago when we signed our bridge loan. From the blood of our hearts to the bank, we're assuring them that we could manage both mortgages until we sold this apartment was going to be mutually beneficial. Well, we couldn't sell the apartment post-COVID, poor market, price too high, etc., etc. So fast forward 2 years later, and the time to drain us of more blood has come, and we must sell our lovely apartment, or else we will be banished into the hell as wardens of the financial institution who failed miserably at their choices in life. So wish us well, send us your positive spirits, and hope for a swift sale soon along with us.
That tree looks a lot smaller than what I remember. Right, so this is the entrance point. The second set of doors. This is how you enter. This is the back side. The trash cans rest here. This is how you get down into the eerie cave. And as you can see, definitely needs some work. Take you into one of the wonkiest kitchens you have probably ever seen in your life. This is what I called the kitchenette. Cute, right? Cute with its odd little angles. This wall back here isn't straight, and obviously, as you see, this wall isn't straight either. When we first moved in, let me close the toilet room behind me. When we first moved in, the freestanding sink was here, and along the back wall were some blue and white tiles. And on the floor were penny tiles that were white that really needed to be replaced. So this space needed a whole rejudge. And I think over time, all the doors have the molding. I think this one at one time did. And that may have been taken out to help bring in more light. So this is what it looks like when it's closed up, so it allows more light in the kitchen. But yeah, let me just give you a little tour. We put in IKEA cabinetry. One of Justin's previous co-workers is married to an architect, and she helped us design the kitchen here because we were completely lost as to what we can do with the space. So let me just give you a tour. Back here, I'll just close the door. That's the toilet room there with just a toilet. So I'll back up. And that's what you see as you put your back to the window that you saw. Some IKEA cabinetry. We've always left a coffee maker. This is actually the one that we brought with us from our Airbnb room that we rent out, our little cottage, and we brought it here because we are obsessed. Well, Justin more so, but I definitely need my coffee in the morning. So we have our coffee maker here set up, and when we lived here, our previous Nespresso maker, the Magic Mix, sat there too. For the most part, things are going to be left empty. I'll just do a little clean out of the drawers. This here is quartz. We had that specially fit for our table. I picked it out myself. I absolutely wanted that marble look without damaging the stone. So I went with quartz because this one is from Italy. It's Carrara quartz, and you can cut on it and everything, and it doesn't stain, it doesn't chip away. Well, it could chip away, but it doesn't leave scratch marks. We're gonna leave the little oven here for the next people because it is fitted. And then just some stationery and some tools and leftover paint in case the new owners, we hope very soon, will want to repaint or do some touch up or probably start new. This is where the freezer is. A nice fitted IKEA kitchen. And then this is how the refrigerator opened up. I've noticed that many of those who live in Europe that end up moving into a house usually move in with some goodies left. Well, it may not always be something that you want, but there are definitely things within the home that are just left in hopes that the new owners will want them or take care of them for us. So these are the things that we're leaving. Oh, probably wondering what's up here. The little water heater. So yeah, everybody. Oh, this is removable wallpaper. There was a cabinet that was covering that up, but I much preferred it without it because I think it blocked out too much of the light. So I asked Justin to remove it, and then I went ahead and patched up the wall and then bought this wallpaper. And so that can be removed or replaced. It's kind of a nice feature, and I kind of wish I did it back here because I think because of the material, it's very there's a sheen. It's kind of, it feels like, you know, have you ever been somewhere or like a picnic tablecloth, that table material that you can just easily wipe away things? That's what that is made out of, or at least that's what it feels like. I did not have a say with the design of the tiles. We just told the guys who were working on the apartment just to go for it, you know, whatever they wanted to do. And then after the tiles were set in, I realized that I would have designed it had I've known what was going to happen. Like I probably would have done a trio of 3, like made it like a flower maybe. So I'd put like the dark in the middle and then the white on the outside, and then one white in the outside and dark on the outside. So I definitely would have had that effect. But that looks very modern, it's fresh. I think one of the less desirable selling features is this long hallway. So as you see, that is our entrance point. You go all the way out here to say goodbye. You do have an intercom system below. We do not have a guardian or a concierge. It is an old building from 1880, and the people that live in this building, the majority of the votes has been they do not want to refurbish or but basically repaint and fix up the interior. Everyone is pretty much content on leaving it the way that it is. I think mostly because it's going to be costly. We've already had to pay into getting the volets, what is it called? The shades. And that was like, each shade costs like almost €1,000. I'll double check with Justin and see what he says. But when we tried to sell this apartment the first time, it was commented by several people that they did not know what to do with this long hallway space. So the kitchen ends up, you know, just where that radiator is. There's a neighbor here, there's a neighbor here, and then there's the toilet there. So this is how you would enter. Give you perspective. It is narrow, not much room for you can find a little console table, some shelving, just why I just put these pegs up, because back then, you know, it was just quite minimal. Just needed a minimal space because it is a small space. And I just like walking in and feeling fresh. We're headed into what used to be our dining space. So much has changed since we moved in 2017. This was left by the tenants that we had. It's such a funny word, tenants. The renters, This was the living space. I had always envisioned double doors here, but we just never got around to that. This would have been the living space. I'll insert a bunch of pictures so you can see how we lived in this space. Considered a three-piece because you have a one bedroom and 2 other rooms. You can turn this into a bedroom if you wanted to. So it's kind of a more of a narrow space. We had our entertainment center here, our sofa here, and pretty much the sofa just kind of moved around at different angles, but for the most part, because of the cable network installation, the TV had to rest here. So yeah, this is it. I fell in love with the, well, actually when we walked in, let me turn on the light because it is a dark day, and again, I'm keeping everything closed for privacy reasons. Do you like those lights? I picked them out myself. It just kind of reminded me of a swanky like hotel, modern. Had a very modern touch to the apartment. So let's just see the bedroom there. And to add some cohesiveness, we kept with the same lights in both rooms. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, that's right. When we viewed this apartment, it was in the evening. I think it was sometime in the winter, but it was absolutely blank. There were no fixtures, there were just light bulbs basically coming out of the wall. And it was the same paint color, and we walked in and it just felt like, okay, you know, we can work with the space. It was clean, it was fresh. It's in one of Paris's least expensive arrondissements. You've got kind of a little step out here. Let me show you. A little step out there. So for those that like to fumer, you can be out there. And that is it. I don't think we really need to stage the apartment. It didn't seem to work when we put it on the market a year and a half ago. And there are already pictures on the internet with what this place looks like furnished. Thank you to the previous tenants. So we'll just leave it like this. Tour of our bedroom. I've closed off the windows to add some privacy. So this is it. We bought this little bed for the renters, and all we did was put the bed in there, a couple of mirrors, and that stool. When we moved in, this had another part to it, a middle part, and it was over here, which you can imagine made the space very, very small. As we entered in through here, the door opened all the way, so we were able to walk through here and access the little hallway with the laundry, which is going now. So that's what that sound is. So there's a little hallway and then the bathroom on the other side. So we would access it through this way, and the bed was here. Because I wanted to change the look of the bedroom by having the bed on either side of the wall, I begged Justin to help me remove the middle part. And so we shortened the wardrobe and then placed it over here. So it's actually one of the thicker ones. We didn't realize at the time that you could have designed your Pax wardrobe to be thinner, but I think when Justin was in finance, he had a lot of suits that he wore, so I think we needed the ample space then. So this is the wardrobe. This was his side for all of his watches and accessories here, and then, you know, the sous-vêtements, the undergarments, and then suits. And then up top, not a lot of space, but you know, when you live in Europe, you learn to downsize quite quickly on the clothes. I've never had a large wardrobe to begin with, so it was easier for me to move here. I'm kind of more of a basic sort of style, simple style, and not very many clothes. I like to change them often, just as I do with our decor. I really liked this light fixture, and and had that installed. It's not typical for a bedroom. I think it would look great in the kitchen, and we're debating on whether or not we want to bring it with us. But I think it goes with the lights in the other room, in the living room. So I think we've decided to leave it. But yeah, this is the bare space. The previous tenants just left that mirror there. I actually saw from their from our for sale photos that mirror was actually on a dresser there, and I was surprised that they were able to fit a dresser here. So I think it may have went out to about there. So that gives you enough walking space. About this view is that this tree is so beautiful in the spring, summer, and fall. I love that it's full and you hear birds, and it's perfect. This apartment across the way. Through the cute little door into the little hallway. Again, we have the stackable washer and dryer here, the extra cubby space. And this space behind the door was always a great place for our vacuum cleaner. Nice little cubby hole. You get maybe about a foot of space behind there. Same with the flooring as in the kitchen, a continuation. And yeah, this is our bathroom. Let's see, I can let the steam out. Let me close the window. These are double paned windows, so you lose the city sounds in the apartment. But when you have them open, you must appreciate city life. So this is the bathroom. I'll explain that Justin really wanted what we Americans call wainscoting, I believe. And so each of these pieces were cut to size in our living space and put on here. It protrudes out a little bit for shelving, obviously, because there's piping and whatever back there. So it gave us a nice space to put a couple of things here. I never quite understood the angle, but I was at work at the time, so I did not get to have a say on why this was angled. But as you see, the wall here, I don't know if you can see it, it curves in, if I show you the ceiling. So the wall curves. So I think they did that to kind of make it symmetrical, even though it isn't really, because all of these walls in the home are pretty much wonky. And what I mean by that, it's at an angle. So, but that's it. But this was the tub that our architect friend helped us pick out. It is a tub for two, and it was absolute joy for us to have together. And yeah, it's a good space for an apartment in the city. Quite happy with also the hardware. Wanted something that looked a little antique-y, I guess, if you will. Just a antique set there. Originally, our kitchen sink had a faucet like that one, but the previous tenants were experiencing some problems with it, so they removed it and replaced it with the silver one that you saw now. Cute little radiator here. This is the only one without a cover, but it did come with the marble slab here. But this is, and has always been, my most favorite room in the apartment. It's definitely going to need a little bit of love, some touch-up work, but you know, it is what it is. I really like these acorn mirrors from this company in Copenhagen. I would take those with us, but I think anything to help with the selling feature of the home is best left in the home, so buyers have more of an incentive to buy, I think. Oh, a funny story here. As you see, well, I stand 5'5", and when I look into the mirror, I pretty much see I see basically my upper lip on up. But when I'm looking at myself here, I can just see my eyes. when they asked us where we wanted to put the outlet, and I had suggested right here, not realizing how we were going to position the mirror. And this mirror was too long in length to go up and down, especially after we decided to put in this lamp, this pendant light. So this was the only way. And by some miracle, it happened to fit in this space, sideways, lengthwise, perfectly. Isn't that funny? So yeah, so I've always kind of went like this just to see. And I usually kept a mirror here on this little ledge so I had a better view of myself. But yeah, definitely needs some work. Some light patching, some painting. It should be good as new. All right, it is our last day and we are checking out. Bye-bye, apartment.
Okay friends, this concludes our video tour today. If you made it through all 25 minutes of probably one of YouTube's most dullest home tours, I applaud you. Thank you so very much for your continued support. You are everything to us. You encourage us and we appreciate you so very much. Thank you for being part of our little life and sharing your comments and your thoughts with us. We really like to get to know who you are. And if you have a YouTube channel, let us know also, please. Okay, we'll see you back home. Oh, unless I decide to share another brocante in Paris. Would you like to see that? Au revoir.